Khushwant Singh was a prominent Indian writer. He is known for his sharp wit, honest storytelling, and clear prose. One of the most striking features of his writing was his use of irony. He used it not just for humor, but also to expose the contradictions of society and human behavior. His use of irony added depth to his characters and made his social commentary both powerful and engaging. In Train to Pakistan, Singh uses irony to show the tragic impact of partition. The character of Hukum Chand, a magistrate, represents authority and law. Yet he is helpless, broken, and morally confused. His private guilt and public silence are ironical, as he has power but cannot prevent violence. The contrast between his official role and personal weakness brings out the deep irony of the time. In the short story Karma, Singh again uses irony with great effect. Sir Mohan Lal is proud of his English manners and looks down on his Indian identity. But in the end, the very Englishmen he tries to impress throw him out of the train. This cruel twist is not just humorous, but also sad. It highlights the deep sense of inferiority some Indians had during British rule, and how blind imitation led to humiliation. Another fine example is the Mark of Vishnu. Here, Singh shows the irony of blind faith. A servant worships a cobra as a god, believing it to be holy. He ignores warnings and ends up getting bitten. The irony lies in the fact that his devotion, meant to protect him, leads to his death. Through this story, Singh questions superstition and blind belief. Characters like Jagga in Train to Pakistan, Sir Mohan Lal in Karma, and the Barber in the Mark of Vishnu are all shaped with care. They are realistic and flawed, but deeply human. Singh uses their actions and fate to deliver ironic twists that stay with the reader. The story A Bride for the Sahib uses irony in a quiet but powerful way. It brings out the differences between appearance and reality, between expectation and truth. Irony adds depth to the characters and shows how their lives are full of contradictions. Through this, the story gives us a better understanding of Mr. Sen and his unhappy marriage. The first major irony is seen in Mr. Sen's identity. He tries very hard to act like a Western man. He studied in an Anglo-Indian school, uses a Western name, Sunny, and cannot speak any Indian language. He believes this gives him a special place among Indians. He says that his inability to speak an Indian language impressed most Indians. He thinks his Western manners keep him outside the vicious circle of envy and backbiting. But the truth is different. Even though he tries to live like a British gentleman, he still follows Indian traditions. He agrees to marry a girl chosen by his mother, saying, "I'll marry anyone you want me to marry." This creates a strong irony. He wants to be free and modern, but ends up trapped in a very traditional Indian custom, an arranged marriage. Another example of irony is seen in the expectations about marriage and what actually happens. In Indian tradition, marriage is called the third of the four stages of life according to the Vedas. It is supposed to be a sacred and joyful union. But in this story, marriage brings no joy. Mr. and Mrs. Sen barely talk to each other. Their first conversation is awkward. Kalyani asks her husband, "Do you want to shit outside?" This line surprises both Mr. Sen and the reader. It is far from what anyone would expect in a newlywed couple. Mr. Sen had dreamt of a romantic relationship. He even thinks they would have kissed 100 times if he had married an English girl. The gap between dream and reality is huge. This creates a strong sense of irony. There is also irony in Mr. Sen's social life. He believes that his Western lifestyle makes him better than other Indians. But his colleagues treat him like one of them. Santa Singh loudly congratulates him and jokes about chameleon oil. Mr. Swami, the director, chews betel and calls him a dark Harse. These men do not take his Western image seriously. They mix English with Indian slang and laugh behind his back. Mr. Sen wants to feel separate from this world, but he is still very much a part of it. This situation shows the irony of his position. The most painful irony comes at the end of the story. The title makes us believe that this is a story about love and marriage. A bride has been found for the Sahib. But what happens? The bride dies. Mr. Sane barely knows her. He sits beside her and thinks, they hadn't even been introduced. This is the deepest irony of all. A marriage meant to bring two people together ends with one person dead and the other still a stranger. The whole process of selecting a bride, the advertisement, the dowry, the family pride, leads to nothing but loss. This tragic ending makes the title itself ironic. In conclusion, irony runs through every part of the story. It is found in Mr. Sen's identity, in the idea of marriage, in his social circle, and finally, in the sad ending.